Hey guys, and welcome to Martin's Rhythm Method, an in-depth weekly look at rhythm guitar technique. I'm Martin Cliffe, guitarist and vocalist for the band Voyager Project, as well as a guitar and bass teacher here in the Staffordshire Moorlands. I'm hoping this video blog will help you become more confident and solid in your rhythm playing, which is a vital part of being a successful guitarist. This introductory clip is just to explain what I'm going to be doing over the coming weeks. There's loads of great footage on YouTube about playing lead guitar, and I particularly recommend you check out Dave Wiener's excellent riff of the week if you don't already. But for most of us, being a solid rhythm player is essential, otherwise we'll just never get the gigs where we can play lead. After all, in most songs the solo is only a very small part of the song. I'm going to be covering a wide range of styles over the course of these blogs. I'm not just looking at technique, but also at gear and at sounds and musicianship in general. Probably some theory along the way. And there'll be bonus clips featuring gear or any news that relates to guitar playing in general. I hope you'll find it all useful and interesting, and please do subscribe to my channel. If there's anything specific you would like me to cover in the coming weeks, leave me a comment. And of course, if you're in the Leek, Cheadle, Endon or Warrington area and are interested in private guitar or bass lessons with me, please get in touch. Okay, that's enough of an introduction from me. Welcome again to Martin's Rhythm Method, and let's get down to some playing. Okay, so I've relocated to my studio, and I've picked up Snowy, my trusty 2003 Ibanez JS100. It has a Fred pickup in the bridge and a Damasio PAF Joe in the neck. And I thought what we'd do for this first session is just look at the humble power chord. As many of you will know, but just in case anyone doesn't, a power chord is so called because it doesn't have a third. So in musical terms it is made up of the first note in the scale, the fifth note in the scale, and then the first note again but an octave higher. So if we take an A power chord for instance, we have an A, then we have an E, and then we have another A, and played together. Okay, so with a clean sound that might sound a little bit empty, although it never stops. Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, when they wrote Smells Like Teen Spirit, is all based around simple power chords, but with a bit of distortion to it. It's quite a full, thick sound, and you can play them in many ways. The kind of typical rock and roll rhythm guitar style is just to sort of chug them using just downstrokes. So it's important to hold the pick correctly. The way I hold a pick, I use little black Dunlop Jazz 3 picks, which I don't know whether you can see in the video, and I hold it so that the point of the plectrum is coming out the side of my thumb, sort of the way the finger is pointing. Okay, and you may notice I don't move my right hand very much at all. I'm not one of these people who flails my arm around like this. It stays fairly solid, fairly tight on the bridge. That enables me to mute the strings a little bit with my right hand so they don't ring out too much, and it just gives me a lot more flexibility and control. And control is a really important part of rhythm playing. Okay, so just playing a basic downstroke rhythm. And you can take that faster. It's important your downstrokes are solid, so if you've got a metronome or a drum machine, practice along with it and just set it at a decent speed, nothing too difficult. Play an A, which is the power chord, on the 5th fret. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So whatever your metronome is doing, play 2 downstrokes for every click on the metronome, and then maybe try playing 4. Okay, and what we're looking to do is make sure they're all perfectly in time and fairly even, but try and accent the first beat just a little bit, just make it a little bit more punchy, because it'll help you know where you are, and and the other people in the band as well. What I tend to do, 'cause it's a 3-string chord, but more often than not, when I'm just chugging away, I'll only play the root and the 5th, and it's only for the accents that I'll hit that top note as well. So essentially, I'm playing, in terms of the number of strings, 3 2 2 2 3 2 2 2. And also the first one, the accent, I'm not muting the strings as much, and then my hand's coming back down onto the bridge to get that muted sound. Okay, now this simple pattern you can move around all over the neck because it's a fixed pattern. There's no open strings, and you can move it down a string. Okay, so you can be playing. Okay, and all I've done there is I've been playing the A and then the D, which is the same at the 5th, between the 5th and 7th frets, but 1 string down, and then I moved up to the 5 chord, which would be E, so just 2 frets further up. And you may have noticed on occasion I threw in a little upstroke, which I tend to use as little punchy accents. Come and look at picking patterns and how we can apply them to make power chords more interesting in a future lesson. Okay, it's very much the metal thing to do to use these power chords. James Hetfield, who's probably one of the greatest rhythm guitar players, certainly that I've come across, and certainly in heavy rock music, he uses these a lot. And he has a monster right hand. His down picking is legendary. So if I crank up the gain and go on to my more metal sound, it'll really stand out. Because if I tried to play on this end, if I try and play thicker chords, it starts to sound a bit mushy. Whereas just the power chord, it's got plenty of body, plenty of thickness, but it's not too much, it's not overkill. And with a nice bit of slightly scooped mid-range and plenty of bass, you can really get the room moving and stuff with that. It's a great metal technique, but it's something you can apply to all styles of music. And really, I don't like styles of music in terms of calling something metal, something country, something rock, something jazz, because to be a successful guitar player you need to be able to play all styles. This is why I'm going to be covering all kinds of music. I mostly play hard rock music. I'm also a worship leader, so I play a lot of stuff in church, but I quite enjoy playing jazz, I quite enjoy playing country. That versatility has enabled me to get a lot of gigs that I wouldn't have been able to get if all I did was play metal guitar, or all I did was play jazz guitar, or whatever. Okay, so some of these lessons may be styles that you're not terribly interested in, but I suggest you give it a go anyway, because it's going to help you along the line. People's tastes change, and you would hate to turn down a gig because you just can't play the particular style of music that they want, particularly if it's going to pay well. Okay, I hope that's been useful. Come back next week when we're going to take things a bit further and look at what else we can do just with this basic power chord shape. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.